are recording. All right, so you're gonna laugh at this, but I copied the link to invite you into the Zencaster, and didn't click send.
How?
I didn't click send for like 5 minutes.
Oh, I was like, you said you'd be
I
2
figured-
minutes.
Yeah, no, I was maybe longer than I said I was going to be because I started this a little late. There was definitely a 5-minute period where I had forgotten to send that link.
So you're just sitting there waiting for me?
Yeah, I was like watching like an American Dad video on my phone, just like because sometimes it takes you a couple minutes to get on. No big deal, just how that works sometimes. So I didn't think nothing of it, and I clicked back over to Facebook, and I was like, "Oh, that didn't send." Welcome, listeners. Welcome to Kyle and Cody's Cult Cinema Cast, home of bombs, blunders, and bullions. I said that wrong. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Cody.
What?
Sorry.
What'd you?
I was just like, who's Walter Becker and what has he actually done before in the past? I clicked on his Wikipedia page and it says Walter William Becker is an American film director, writer, and actor, best known for directing the films Van Wilder, Wild Hogs, and Old Dogs.
Wild Hogs. I guess that's another comedy that some people like.
It's
a semi-popular.
But what I'm trying to say is if you're best known for directing that, I wonder what, like...
But, yeah, this is the Father's Day special. And since Cody is a dad, he got to pick out the movie from whatever he wanted. And he chose Old Dogs. And take whatever hint of yours about him, about his character from that you will. So, this is a 2009 film starring Robin Williams and John Travolta, and also Seth Green, Ella Blue Travolta, which I think is Travolta's daughter. Coincidentally, it's also nominated for 4 razzies. Yeah, it got nominated for Worst Picture, Worst Actor for John Travolta, Worst Supporting Actress for Kelly Preston, and Worst Director for Walt Becker.
Sorry, I just got side note here. I just went on like the weirdest background Wikipedia jump I've ever seen. So William Becker, who directed this movie, was put in charge of the project of directing Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh.
Movie? Yeah.
How'd that go?
This, I don't know. I don't think there was a movie that actually came out, but what I'm saying is this bastard, like Clifford, has 80 books about him, and his last book in 2015, Clifford celebrates Hanukkah.
Huh, I didn't know he was Jewish.
I didn't know he was Jewish either.
Yeah, I mean, how would you tell? I mean, he can't really wear one of those hats. He's a dog, so he don't really have any he's not really, and he's like a dog, so he's not going to have any of the Jewish genetic traits. Like he wouldn't have like curly hair or anything. I don't know if you can circumcise dogs. I hope not. I don't want to think about that. This movie grossed $96.8 million off a $35 million budget, which is decent turnover. It's a Disney film. Seth Green's in it.
A funny thing I've also learned today is I might be taller than Seth Green.
Yeah, I believe it.
He's like 5'4". I never realized he was that short.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, no, I like Seth Green. Sort of.
I mean, I guess what do you mean, sort of?
He does some bad stuff. He does some good stuff. He's debatably the funniest part of this movie from a certain point of view. Not that his material's good, but it's funny to see Seth Green fail. And just, like, you just see him getting tormented. And I must have laughed for like 20 minutes about his fate at the end of this movie. And it was just...
That was good.
Seth Green. Oh, Seth. I'm a moderate fan. I like... I think Robot Chicken's pretty good sometimes. Like 70% bad skits and then 30% decent skits that somehow make up for the other 70%.
It's a generally just a throw everything at the dartboard and whatever sticks kind of sticks.
Oh yeah,
type ordeal.
Yeah. And the odd
Kinda
time,
like this movie.
they have like I know the DC Comics specials are like gold pretty much all the way through, but yeah, it's sometimes they can be on their game occasionally. I guess we'll get into the plot of our Father's Day special, which is a movie about dads. So we enter a opening credits sequence with a song by a Bryan Adams song called "You've Been a Friend to Me," which is a knockoff of the intro song from Toy Story, clearly. That you got a friend in me.
Wonder if he got
but yeah, they're hopefully. I mean, what, like, fucking Bryan Adams fucking getting sued by Gary Newman? Is that the guy's name who does the Toy Story soundtrack?
According to Wikipedia, Gary
Shut up.
James Webb.
Movies. Randy Newman. Oh. So Randy Newman would have to sue Bryan Adams, which is I don't know who wins in that scenario. So yeah, their childhood friend John Travolta and John Travolta's character Charlie and Robin Williams' character Dan are childhood friends who grew up together to start a sports marketing company. So yeah, that's the backstory for this. Which actually makes sense. I did check. They are a similar age. I think Robin Williams is maybe 3 years older than Travolta. So they could have went to high school together if they were in the same place. So they're all right in this together. They have a couple decent jokes. Like a little the odd good back and forth. I think this was mostly a thing so they could work together. Yeah, I think this is mostly a thing so they could work together because they got a very particular back and forth, which is kind of neat. Yeah, they introduced that. They introduce a picture of Charlie's dog, which is his same dog from 1992 or something, from when he was a kid. Yeah, he still has the same dog. We all see where that's going. So yeah, they're having a conversation in the park on a run. Robin Williams is trying to convince John Travolta not to tell this personal story, which helps with their business pitch. This scene is taking place in Central Park. Robin Williams is a lot of jokes about them being old in this movie. I think that's really the dynamic they're going for, is that they're both these two really old guys. And Travolta, yeah, like I've said, they basically are actually in real life the same age. So
he doesn't really look it. Travolta looks fairly.
Yeah, he looks good, but I mean, in universe even, it's like just a matter of him. Like clearly, they say him dyeing his hair and making sure to tan and whatnot and keep exercised, because he does have like old man pills in this. During this scene, Robin Williams decks a kid with a soccer ball. They call him a monster. It's this is actually there. Here's the thing about this movie: there's like a couple shitty comedy scenes, but there's some really decent. There's the odd really decent joke in this that's just gets you, and when it hits you hard. But there's just like, you kind of wish there was like a different movie being attached to these actors with like a bit better script, because there's just like maybe like 60% of the movie where like it's firing on all cylinders properly and they're telling their jokes right, and it's very nice. But there's just the other 40%. It's just not doing very good, and the plot's very predictable. And there's no stakes really, because these are both like two rich-ass white guys who, even if they fail in their so-called conflict, will still be rich afterwards. Like, worst that could happen is maybe some long-term like financial consequences, in the sense of like, oh, you're going to make $30 million a year instead of $40 million a year. It makes it difficult to give a bit of a shit about this, because they're already successful, and the failure state here is that they're going to be a little less successful. They're no point in this movie going to lose everything. There's no stakes. So they end up at this business meeting with this Japanese firm of some sort. I think they represent different sports interests in Japan. Travolta's telling a story about Robin Williams' divorce and how they went to Miami and Robin Williams met another girl there and just like fell really hard and fast in love with her, then got married, sobered up and realized like I just got like fucking divorced 24 hours ago. I can't be getting into another marriage right now. So they had it annulled. And that's the last bit of backstory for this. And this apparently impresses the Japanese businessmen.
You forgot the whole part about the tattoo.
Oh yeah, he gets a. They were getting Robin Williams was getting a tattoo that was supposed to say freedom, but instead says Fremont, which at least it's an actual word. Like that's not even like the worst tattoo you could get. It's like, oh yeah, I'm like I went to college in Fremont. There, you're fine. You're can.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big fan of Fremont. Where is Fremont?
I don't know.
So they have this is setting up a big deal they're gonna have with the Japanese. They got like a month to narrow it down, to nail it all down, to do a presentation and some other stuff. We're properly introduced to John Travolta's dying dog, which is very old and is like peeing all over the floor. Because they're gonna kill this dog, so we have an emotional moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. I hate any movie where like, oh yeah, okay, you just fridge this dog or this woman so you could get an emotional reaction, and it's frankly vomit-inducing that those are the two examples. I mean, sometimes it's the kid.
Sometimes.
I guess. But that's not really much better. It's not better.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I have a thing with pointless dog deaths. I mean, you can make anything work, but I just don't have any mood for it when they're just putting it in so they can have an emotional reaction. Like, I mean, the way you do it right would be like in that Will Smith movie, I Am Legend, where like him losing the dog is like the last attachment to humanity, and it's kind of like genuinely leading to an all is lost moment. It leads him into this area where he's just like this broken person, and that makes a bit more sense. And I guess John Wick. I haven't seen John Wick all the way through.
I've seen like also not seen John Wick.
Here it's good. I've seen.
My brother keeps on trying to talk me into watching it. And, but at least
just a dumb thing. I knew it was happening the moment I saw the dog on screen too, which is always worse. Yeah, that's the worst form of it when you can see it the second the thing walks on screen. It's like, oh no, I wonder what's going to happen to this 15-year-old dog. I'm sure that's not going to die at the start of Act 3.
They didn't show the dog enough to have an emotional attachment to the dog, for me at least.
Yeah, just way too predictable. And yeah, they didn't even have like a lot of dog scenes in it. Moving on. So Robin Williams wants to get back in touch with that South Beach girl. He had sent her a letter 2 weeks ago, and it turns out she's in town. Travolta convinces him to go tanning, get a spray tan, and comedy. Yay! This is just like a comedy filler scene where they don't have any. They're just doing physical humor because they don't have anything else to put in the fucking script. Jesus. I hate these scenes. I have no patience for them.
It's a Disney movie. What do you want from them?
I wanted to be able to pass forward through it, but I'm doing it for a fucking review. God damn it. And that would be unprofessional of me. Because I'm not above pass.
Are you not what, you don't like Robin Williams doing his best Donald Trump impersonation?
Yeah, he looks like a really dark Donald Trump. But yeah, I'm not above fast forwarding through a movie. I mean, that's how I got through Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Really?
Yeah, no, I passed forward through like the first 40 minutes of it because it's like I see no
Why?
reason I should have, because I don't want to sit through an episode of Hannah Montana to get through to get to an actual decent movie. It's like, oh, how will I get Mary Jane to like me? Oh boy, fuck off. She's the fucking title main female character. Of course you're gonna get with her at the end, because this is a fucking. It's not like something I'm supposed to be surprised about. There's no twists and turns regarding that. It's not narratively important, and you're just wasting my fucking time. Quit being a fucking cringe fest. Fuck. This is why I'm not going to the third one in the theaters. If those ever open up again. Fuck.
Yeah, but you get Ned.
Ned's okay. He's supposed to be in Miles Morales' movie.
Is he?
He's based on you see, Miles Morales in the comics has a friend called Gonk, I think is how you pronounce his name, and he's a also heavy-set Asian guy, and he's in this instead of, because I don't know, but they take him out of Miles Morales' movie, and I like Gonk. Ned's nothing special really. Oh, Miles Morales Spider-Man's actually really good right now. They just had like a really topical return from hiatus, and they're meeting up with they're tying in with a storyline where the government's taken like harassing superhero teens, and they're finally tying up the Earth 616 Miles Morales plot. So yay! I like Miles Morales Spider-Man comics. I've been reading them since not the beginning, but like toward the end of 2015. So 5 years. Anyway, I should get back to the movie.
That's how good this movie is. It's where we'd rather talk about, Spider-Man than have to go through the plot of this. And
hey, I mean,
let me tell you,
I did just read that this morning, so it's not something I'm pulling so out of my ass. Yeah. So, there's some hilarity ensuing in the tanning booth. Robin Williams wants out, but Travolta is hitting on the reception desk girl and is distracting her, so they can't get him out. And then everyone stares at him because he got a bad spray tan. There's a joke where he gets mistaken for an Indian, a Hispanic, and then an Oompa Loompa, in that order. So the reason the girl from South Beach, or the woman from South Beach, let's say, she's fucking 40 at least, but the woman from South Beach has decided to actually meet with him because she had gotten pregnant and had not told him about the kids, even though she could have asked this guy for like a shit ton of child support. No, it's not like I've seen like other movies where this actually makes sense, but it doesn't make any sense here. I mean, maybe she's like in a financial position where she's doesn't need the child support, which I guess whatever, but I don't know. She was mad at him, so she wanted to meet with him. I guess she's meeting with her friend who lives in New York, who's the hand model, and she's going to leave her kids with her because she's going to jail for 2 weeks because she had messed with a construction operation and was protesting it and then got thrown in jail for 2 weeks. So, he meets with his kids because he has kids, and that's what the movie's about now, I guess. This is a bit of a flimsy excuse for the movie.
Twins.
What's that?
Twins.
Yeah, twins. Yeah, they're twins. They're fraternal twins, a boy and a girl. Yeah, she points out that, like, you know what? I didn't think of it doing it at first, but you know what? I think maybe it would be good for maybe him to have a father, and I think now is the time to do it. And so he bonds with the kids a bit. He destroys the hand model's hands, Robin Williams, as they go to drop her off at the mother's at the Panmal's house to be
I'm not gonna
spend
lie
the
to
2
you.
weeks.
When this scene happens, my first reaction was, "Oh shit, her livelihood."
Yeah, no, that's not an unwarranted concern. She's she's a hand model. That's a very specific thing. This is just like voided a big contract she was just about to get to. So this is probably really bad for her. I mean, I imagine there's insurance and shit, but I mean, she's gonna have to take up a trade or something.
At like
shit.
40.
Yeah.
And
no, this
she's
is really rough.
cross-eyed.
This is But yeah, this is going to be bad for her. This guy has permanently upended her life because it's like really ruined. She like flattens the hands, like yuck. It's like she's in bandages. I think she's got pins in there now. So
Okay,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
So he's just destroyed this woman. Yep.
I gotta bring this up here. Do me a favor and go to you're on the Wikipedia page, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got it on my phone.
Humor me and read the cast list. I don't know, top 5. Top
list.
5 with the cast list.
John Travolta is Charlie Reed. Robin Williams is Daniel Dan Rayburn. Kelly Preston is Vicky Greer. Ella Blue Travolta as Emily Greer. Lori Laughlin as Amanda.
Okay, you can stop.
Seth Green is Craig White. Okay.
So, the top 6 characters, there's the Greers. They don't name the son. If you continue reading the list, they don't name him at all.
Yeah, he's not in the main cast list. Weird.
The gorilla's in the main cast list.
Yeah, because she's but yeah, that's weird. Yeah, the other Greer isn't in the cast list. That's odd.
Wonder if it's just a Wikipedia thing.
Could be. Tom Woodruff Jr. plays the gorilla. Who is this man? I want to know who this man is.
Tom Woodruff?
He's been in the Santa Claus, Starship Troopers, Castaway, It, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. He's got an Oscar to his name.
Yeah, for special effects, he seems to...
Well, yeah, visual effects. Death Becomes Her. He worked on Alien 3. All right, that's that. Had our fun there. That's weirdly... he's weirdly good, I guess.
Same with the tattoo artist, Residente.
Oh, what's his deal?
Above. He's like a rapper. What? Yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
Puerto Rican rapper.
That sounds like a rapper name.
And he played as the tattoo artist for like one little tiny cameo.
Yeah, odd thing. Ensemble comedy, I guess. So yeah, since the pan model was going to babysit for 2 weeks. Also, how is she traveling? If she's like on if she's going to jail, how are they letting her wander to fucking New York? Because they're in Florida, is where they live. So, yeah, how are they letting her travel around?
I don't know.
I guess maybe maybe she's on bail, but still. But I mean, do they let you travel for?
I don't think
take a plane trip when you're on bail. No, right?
I think it depends on how much of a flight risk you are, and I mean, I don't know.
Boarding a plane.
Yeah, this is
you can disappear into New York. Yeah,
weird leaps of logic here.
That's kind of
odd.
I
like how easy Robin Williams goes along with this.
I mean, I guess he was talking about wanting to get back together with her. So
no, what I'm saying is, like, this lady comes back into Robin Williams' life. Okay, let's play a fun game. A lady you met 7 years ago comes to you tomorrow and says, "Hey, I've got 2 kids for you. They're definitely yours. What are you doing?"
Yeah, that's... I don't even know. That's, yeah.
Like, especially if you have money, right?
Yeah, like, she could have taken child support from this guy easily. if she wanted to. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd thing.
Bail money?
Yeah, she could have got her bail money. I guess she's out on. I've already assumed she's out on bail already. Yeah, he agrees to take care of the kids while she's in jail for 2 weeks. Yeah. She's not telling the kids because, I mean, that's kind of reasonable, I guess. I mean, she's going to be in jail for 2 weeks. She's probably going to be fine. She just needs to not panic them. He's also wrapped Travolta into this because he was the reason he went to South Beach in the first place. And thus he needs to take responsibility for these children.
That's a leap.
Yeah, I mean, they are best friends, so I guess he would maybe help, but it's they pointed out that the girl, Emily, wanted Robin Williams to be a superhero, which is odd. That was just a thing she said because her father was never around, I guess. She actually, I guess, lives in a place that's driving distance from New York. So that might be a little bit more realistic. Because they go to drive to pick her up. But I mean, still, they probably don't like you driving to a major metropolitan area when you're on bail. Oh, who's to say how they know? How they'd find out? So they stop at a restaurant on their way back to New York. Travolta hits on a waitress. We get our first of these two are these two are an old gay couple joke because they keep joking that Travolta and Williams are the kids' grandparents. So that's they get like a happy birthday song, but for you're officially on the seniors discount now song. I don't know. This is very contrived.
I've never heard of this. This is not a thing.
No, me neither. Yeah, no, I don't think it is. He also, while he's so the waitress starts to wander off because she thinks he's really old, which I guess he kind of is. He's supposed to be in his 50s for this movie, and he had also knocked a drink onto his lap earlier, or like one of the twins had knocked a drink into his lap earlier in the sequence, and he had gone to go hit on the waitress again, and his entire crotch is covered in liquid, so it looks like he beat himself, and so he strikes that with the waitress, which is get wrecked, son, I guess. Next, they head back to the office. The kids are with them at the office for a little bit. John Travolta is hitting on the translator now for the Japanese firm, which is currently in town. They do that. The evening comes along. They start to take the kids over to Dan's house, Robin Williams' house. But Travolta's had him set up in this adults-only gated community. And the second he tries to sneak the kids over to his house, everyone freaks out and they chase him out with, I assume, torches and pitchforks, because these people are currently terrified of children. So, I don't know. This is a contrivance, I guess. No kids allowed in this gated community. Whatever, I guess it's odd. So they have to stay at Charlie's place. Yeah, so he's being Uncle Charlie here. So this is now 2.5 men and a little girl.
Yes.
Because Charlie Sheen's character was named Charlie and 2.5 men. And he was Uncle Charlie because the boy was his nephew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't have to explain the joke. I got it.
I know it wasn't funny. I was...
you could call it.
So they put the kids to bed.
2 men, half a man, and 2 children. Because Seth Green is also in this movie.
That's
a joke.
Actually.
That's a joke.
Yeah, that's actually better than mine. To be fair. So yeah, they're already at like a point where they're like, "Oh, we're no good at this." Because they're too old, and I think maybe the boy overhears Robin Williams saying this is why he never had kids. Yeah, they're giving up. They're in a down mood after like very minor setbacks.
But I mean, in Robin Williams' defense, this kid did unplug like multiple things to plug in one PSP charger.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a bad thing, but I mean, this. Why doesn't he just keep it on a particular charger? It's weird. Like he unplugs he goes to plug it in the bathroom later in the movie for some goddamn reason. So there's no empty plug in this place. So some characters come in to go childproof the house. They mooch off a bunch of their Charlie's food. They're kind of funny, I guess. They the kids insist that they go to this camping weekend, which is like a weird setup. They just have this going on. It's like a sort of like a Cub Scouts weekend camp. They already have the uniforms for. He says they don't want to. Robin Williams says they don't want to go, but he says, "You promised." And he's like, "Oh, I wasn't really thinking about it when you said it, but you promised." And they yell, and then they go. And this is a scene, yeah. So they go to the camp. The camp headmaster is giving a speech about his grandfather who founded the camp. One of the counselors is looking at giving Travolta a dirty look, because he had in the past stolen his girlfriend, and they have a bit of a conflict.
That's Justin Long.
At a certain point, they're having a conversation. Justin Long.
Justin Long?
Long.
Yeah.
I still don't know who that is.
What? He played the Apple's Mac commercials.
Oh, that's yeah. I guess
he played in Dodgeball and a whole bunch of others.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Drag Me to Hell, Live Free or Die Hard. Was he the? He was probably the hacker from Live Free or Die Hard. Yeah, I guess he's Mac from the Mac and PC commercials. I only really remember those because that was the origin of one of my fun YouTubers I watch. It's just some random guy used to do parodies of those. Anyway, so they make a joke about Travolta and Robin Williams being a gay couple raising these two young kids, which you'd think, I guess this is 2009, but you'd think would have ended up being an insensitive joke, but they kind of just roll with it. And it's like, oh yeah, no, we've been together for like 30 years. Oh yeah, we're basically soulmates. And it's like a really, they roll with it. It's not, they don't take it in a...
I don't think they roll with it as much as the joke itself went over their head.
Yeah, that could also be the case. Yeah. Either way, they there's a lot of not a lot of events we see with the kids. A lot of events we see with the parents. They have an ultimate frisbee match. John Travolta knocks out Justin Long's teeth. Then they start playing by prison rules, and that gets kind of rough. Very full contact ultimate frisbee
with no kids.
What's that?
There was kids in this, right?
Well, not in the ultimate frisbee. No, that was all parents. No? It looked like.
So they just were like, "Hey, kids, come gather around and watch us old people play ultimate frisbee."
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up. It's weird. We only see the kids putting up the tent. Yeah, we see the kids putting up the tents, but we don't see any other things that they do. We can presume that they happened, but
sure.
And then afterwards, the adults are doing some skeet shooting, which yeah, Robin Williams shoots the head off the camp founder's monument, and then gets kicked off of the camp. Or at least we think that's why he gets kicked out of the camp. It's revealed like 30 seconds later that he also set that monument on fire because it's made of wood, and they just destroyed this poor thing. It's like, what did these poor people do to you? It's like, you tormented these poor people.
You tackled the fuck out of them.
But they had like a whole tradition. Yeah, but I mean, this is a whole several-year tradition. I mean, it's incredibly.
And they insinuated that him and John Travolta were gay. So he got his
that's
revenge
not
justifiably.
yeah. I mean, before that, Travolta had stolen one of their girlfriends, apparently.
Yeah, it's called nuclear
So-
revenge.
So they comment that they turned this weekend distraction into a 9-hour distraction, which is all right for their purposes. They can do a little more prepping because they weren't able to do too much at the camp because camp. So they're talking pills, and this is a fun little bit actually, where they're talking about all the crazy shit that all the crazy side effects their pills have. This is where the boy tries to plug in his PSP and knocks over everyone's pill trays and gets all the pills mixed together, and they put them back inappropriately.
Mhm.
And this probably isn't funny. They could die. Yeah, this is. Yeah, they're. Result is of course comedic, to mixed effect, but yeah, they could have gotten seriously in bad shape here.
Oh yeah.
They go to this golf club where they're meeting up with the CEO of the Japanese firm to play a game of golf to impress him. Travolta doesn't show up to the golf game. He is developing a lot of hunger from one of Robin Williams' pills and is ruining this morning potluck that they have because this is like a couple days after one woman's funeral. He then starts getting some facial paralysis, and that ruins a sharing circle, which is very bad.
He starts eating this pie, gets the shit kicked out of him by an old lady. I mean, it has its moments. I'll give it that much.
Yeah, this movie has its moments. This is the weaker of the two scenes. I like the other one that's going parallel to this, where Seth Green and Robin Williams are playing golf with the Japanese CEO and his son, who's also on the board. And Robin Williams has no depth perception because of one of Travolta's pills. So that makes playing golf difficult. He misses the swing a couple times and knocks a golf ball right into Seth Green's crotch, which is always funny. I like seeing Seth Green get hurt. Not because I hate him. It's just like seeing Seth Green gets hurt is funny. He's a very yeah, I can watch this guy get hit, and that's all I want. This is going to be a fun afternoon. He's a very fun guy to torture. I don't even have any animosity from the guy toward the guy. Just he's just fun to pick on.
I mean, he's definitely not watching our podcast, so we can talk all the shit we want about Seth Green. There is no way he will ever find out.
I wouldn't mind having Seth Green as a fan. I like Seth Green. I just like seeing him get hit in the nuts. Also,
Notoriously,
I mean, who wouldn't laugh?
A semi Seth Green fan.
I mean,
and I also might be taller than.
I mean, who? So. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't laugh when their friend gets hit in the nuts? It's always funny. It's not it doesn't mean anything. But like you're free. Like one of your three best friends gets hit in the nuts, you still laugh. That's obviously. I mean, like as long as it's not like a serious one, but
yeah, but with a golf ball.
I mean, it's a plastic hollow ball. It's not even like a. I mean, a baseball probably wouldn't be, but
no.
Well, yeah, golf balls are filled with rubber band. They're filled with like rubber bands or whatever.
That doesn't
mean
they're hollow.
Plastic. It's whatever. They're not like the worst kind of ball to get hit by. It's not a softball.
It's.
I mean, I'm saying it's probably mid-tier.
Arrow.
Granted, you're not. Yeah. I mean, it's like not. It's like mid-tier. I'm gonna say.
I still think watching that kid get nailed in the face with the soccer ball earlier was funnier.
See, getting hit in the nuts with a soccer ball seems worse to me.
Really?
Yeah, no, because you're hitting everything, and like with the golf ball, like odds are it's going to miss. It's a small thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seems like it'd be harder. Whereas like a soccer ball, it's gonna roll in there and get toward the middle. Whereas the golf ball, it's like even if it misses like slightly, it's just gonna bounce right off your leg, and it's gonna hurt, but it's not gonna be on your crotch usually. So it's like it's a odds thing.
It's not really an odd thing.
Yeah, he also hits
2 for 2. 3 for 3?
also the son of the Japanese executive also gets hit in the nuts. And then they start hiding behind each other slowly to avoid getting hit in the nuts again. And then it seems like he's going to blow this, but he actually manages to knock a golf ball into a bird off a tree into the hole-in-one. And normally this would probably be a bad sign for your business from your business partner. Like before this would have been a bad sign, but the executive is just like, you know what? After seeing that, that's probably a good omen. I think I feel a lot better about this, which fair. See such a weird thing like that. We get a glimpse of the boy likes to make lists, and we get a glimpse of his list of things he wants to do with his dad. One of them says refinish a deck. Why?
I didn't get it either.
No, you don't. No, you don't want that. Take it from people who have done it, kid. You don't want that.
Yeah.
It's not as fun as it sounds.
I've refinished a deck with my dad. It mainly consisted of him yelling at me.
Yeah. No, there's actually a recurring ad on like one of the radio stations around here from a decking company talking about how miserable an experience refinishing deck is. And that's a recurring joke with those commercials. So, yeah, no, you don't want to do that, kid.
Maybe this is his mother's way of like trying to con Robin Williams to come to her house and refinish her deck for her.
Yeah. Oh boy. My deck sure looks like shit. It'd be you know what? It'd be really great if some big, strong man would come by and sand the thing, and sipping some homemade lemonade, and maybe spending the night. Wink, wink. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got no clue. But I mean, he's a kid. He can have whatever he needs. He wants to refinish a deck. He can refinish a deck.
So the kid overhears him saying some things about how he doesn't want kids, or how he didn't want kids, and that upsets him. And they figure they need to make some drastic measure in order to help him connect with the kids. So what do they resort to? Puppetry. They meet up with one of John Travolta's friends, who is hosting a funky puppet show, which sounds about as awesome as it sounds. I'd go to a funky puppet show.
For kids, though.
Well, I mean, it had backup dancers. Seems like it seemed like it was an all ages event.
Mm.
And I mean, sometimes
sure.
The Muppets can be funny occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've sold me on this.
I mean, it's conceivable. Yeah, no, it's conceivable. Yeah. I mean, we don't know the full lore we don't know the full reputation of the show, but it's conceivable to be something you want to watch. So, because we see a couple adults.
His name's Jimmy Launchbox.
So yeah, he uses some of his puppet technology to allow Travolta to puppet around Robin Williams to help him impress his daughter, because this is supposed to help somehow? I'm genuinely asking, right? Because
I don't.
Like, we've established that Travolta doesn't know too much more here. So how is this working?
I don't know.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. It's a bunch of slapstick.
Travolta's not the dad.
Yeah, no, that too. And during the process, he promises that he's always going to be there to protect her, and that's set up for later. The boy ends up chatting with the Japanese board of directors, which, oh god, it ends up working out, but it's this could have turned out badly. Might have been more interesting if it did. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they go to meet the New York Mets to the sound of a Summer of '69. which is a song I don't really care for. But
It's overplayed nowadays.
so yeah, they then have a meeting with the Japanese over video call. I guess not Skype. Is Skype a thing in 2008? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that would have been like MSN video.
Yeah, this is hard to tell because this is like just at like the early bits of this technology, and the video looks good on this screen actually. So this is really high end shit actually. Though they're in New York, they're in Tokyo, they probably have kick ass internet maybe. So yeah, Seth Green's going to move to Tokyo to do the Japanese account. They have a Travolta and Robin Williams have a nice scene with the kids. They watch Friday the 13th, which they had joked about showing them earlier in the movie, which you maybe shouldn't be showing that to 7-year-olds. I think those are maybe a bit much. They play Can't Take My Eyes Off You. They are late for the conference call because the kid has unplugged their alarm clock. And not only are they late to their meeting with the Japanese, Seth Green is missing. He just disappeared into Tokyo.
I think Seth
Which I
Green
believe that.
gets the most underrated story arc in this whole entire movie.
Yeah, no, he can be funny. So he's pretty reasonably funny in this. They do agree to maybe salvage this working relationship. Robin Williams and John Travolta will personally have to represent this issue in Tokyo, which, okay, I don't know how that works, though I don't know enough about their business. So, yeah, this is just a very specific issue, because do you think at least one of them could only go to Tokyo? But this is bad because this is going to prevent Robin Williams from having a regular relationship with his kids, because once every 6 months isn't going to be at least not what he wants out of their relationship, at very least. And it's very sad, and this is the all's lost moment. They go to Tokyo, they have a business meeting, and of course, Robin Williams can't help himself. He has to go back, and they tank the deal, which would be a big deal, except these guys are rich, they'll be fine. Yeah, let's face it. I don't think these guys are going on welfare anytime soon. They're very successful. They go back home. This is where they reveal that John Travolta's dog died while he was in Japan. He's holding a funeral. This is all Seth Green's fault, of course.
Yeah, he tried to become a karaoke star.
Yeah, he really fucked up here. But yeah, just they killed the dog, because of course they did. We've been over this. Robin Williams is invited to go to the dog's funeral. They act like they're very mad with each other, but there's no consequence. It's basically resolved after like one scene. He shows up, Robin Williams shows up to the funeral with a new dog, and everything's fixed. So they agree to go to Hoboken, I guess is where they are. They say they are. They're going to get the kids back, they say.
Where's Burlington?
It's not important. I don't feel like Googling it. It's driving distance vaguely, so a couple hours. They bring Seth Green for some reason, which Seth Green is reasonably expected to be fired at this point. I have no idea why he's still here.
Gets a redemption arc.
I guess he's. I mean, it does result in my favorite, like the scene that maybe lasts for him 20 minutes. They sneak into the zoo. Seth Green. They sneak into the gorilla pit. The gorilla catches Seth Green and just holds him like a baby for the rest of the movie. And that did cause me to laugh for like 20 minutes after the movie was done. So,
okay.
I guess that's why he's here.
I want to
because it's hilarious.
Talk about this. Okay, so they get to the zoo. They're trying to get in. They can't get in. There's a security guard there. John Travolta offers the guy $3 to let them in. And the guy says, if you ever try to bribe me with $3 ever again. Later on, in a couple scenes here, Robin Williams gives this guy a whole bunch of money, and they get in. Like why wouldn't he just be like, oh yeah, how about $53 and like offer him a 50 or something? Like This seems like they were like, we've got a gorilla suit, and by fuck, you're gonna use this gorilla suit.
Yeah. No, the next scene after this is Travolta getting stuck in a penguin pit after he gets attacked by penguins, and then Robin Williams bribing a guy with a jetpack to let him use his fucking jetpack, which is gonna cost a lot of money.
Mhm.
And like this is a zoo that just like totally shuts down after 3:00, I guess. Which fuck. I don't know. I don't know how big city zoos work. I've only been to like
Petting
sort
zoo?
of regular size zoos. No, I've been to the Minot Zoo.
There's a zoo in Minot?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
they have some animals there.
What am I doing here?
Yeah. I mean, you can't go there now.
Good animals?
Yeah, they got like wolves. They got a giraffe. I think they got penguins.
That's
They got
kinda
some
cool.
decent animals. Yeah, they got decent enough
That's
animals. They also got a petting zoo part of it. They got like an otter pond and whatnot. Yeah, no, it's decent enough.
Nice.
I didn't get to go to the Berlin Zoo. I was going to go over the
Mhm.
weekend, but I had to do other stuff. So yeah, Dan flies this jetpack over to the birthday party, and he doesn't make it all the way and just falls into the pool. He gets hurt. They haul him away in an ambulance. He's bought a house locally, and then they've finally accomplished their goal of having a nuclear family.
Mhm.
Because this is the goal here, I guess. He doesn't really earn this relationship with this real woman. Like, he has basically no romance scenes with her. They only have like 4 scenes together.
Mhm.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
kind of like really just a foregone conclusion that they get together. Because they have
Mhm.
not spent collectively more than 48 hours together.
Oh god, no.
Because they got married in like a day on South Beach. They met up again. He wrote her a letter, like a 12-page letter, granted, but they met again before she went to jail, and then they met
Mhm.
here. That's easily less than 48 hours. So this
And
is
she brings her kids back license plates, and the kids never questioned it at all. They're like, she's like, "Oh, I made these for you," and then nobody was like, "Where the fuck do you make license plates at a spa?"
yeah, they're gonna be like 13, and then be just like, wait a minute, you were in jail. Why were you in jail? I was like, I was trying to protect the stream where you play. It's like, okay, I guess. I mean, okay. I mean, it turned out all right. We got to meet her dad. Can't really complain about the results
Mhm.
here. But, wow. I did not realize that.
Unless they get worse.
Yeah, I mean, that could happen. They've only met each other for 48 hours again.
And they only show us 1 year after.
Yeah. Or even if we don't even know if they really got married. Because this is just, I mean, it's implied, I guess. But, yeah, they stay together for a year and they seem happy. But that's honeymoon period there. They might not even be living in the same house yet.
I mean, once again, this is one of those situations where like there is a lot of unanswered questions. I just don't actually care.
So yeah, that's also in the 1 year later scene. Travolta gets together with the translator from the Japanese scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the end of that movie. I'm giving that a 3 out of 10. I think, giving it one of your scores. Yeah, just there were some really funny bits, but yeah, just didn't really care for it.
Didn't make up for the overall lack of anything even remotely resembling.
There's like 2 or 3 scenes. Yeah, I have like questions about it, and there's like 2 or 3 scenes that really do drag,
Mhm.
which is always an issue. I feel like John Travolta and Robin Williams should have gotten a different plot. I just don't feel for this. How about you?
Yeah, this was like have you ever wanted something like super cool and then you get it and then it just didn't live up to any of the expectations you had set out for it? Because here's the thing, to me this movie kind of checked all of the boxes as like oh, this is going to be a decent podcast movie because it had like 4 Golden like Razzie nominations. It would have been perfect for one of our categories. It's got star power. It's got John Travolta. It's a Disney movie, but I mean, it passed its box office.
Yeah, it did all right.
Bad reviews too. Yeah, I'm not gonna give this any higher than like a 2 out of 10, just because it did have its moments, but besides that, what I wanted to ask you out of curiosity, because it is the Father's Day special, how does Robin Williams' characters compare to Sonny Koufax from
Oh yeah,
whatchamacallit?
Yeah, I mean, he's a better dad than Kovacs, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of. Yeah,
Here's what I have to say. Koufax, what I was going to say is that Koufax seemed to develop a better emotional relationship with his kid. Well, with these kids, it's just kind of seems boring. Like they had like a bonding montage and that's about it. But like,
yeah. I think yeah, Robin Williams is maybe a better dad than, or Dan is maybe a better dad than Sonny Koufax, but I think Big Daddy has a better script than this by far. Like, say what you will about it, it did have character development. Robin Williams just kind of instantly gets attached to these kids. There's no real conflict. He says like a few throwaway lines about like, yeah, this is why I never had kids. But I mean, he just latches onto them instantly. He never tries to get rid of them or anything, despite anything, which is a sign of a good dad. But it's just like a very lame movie.
2 out of 10 at best.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I'm giving it the 3 out of 10 because I did laugh at Seth Green's sorry stay at the end of the movie. I guess they do rescue him at some point because he is in the 1 year later scene. But yeah, he could. They very nearly end that with him being stuck in that gorilla pit for all time. They probably had to kill that gorilla to get him out of there, didn't they?
It's like,
fuck.
What happened? When did Harambe die? 2014?
Oh, yeah, no, that's 15 maybe, but yeah, it's way after this. That's way after this happened. Yeah, just knowing that kind of, yeah, they probably shot this gorilla.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's a downer.
Sorry, I was about to say it. Let's end on that high note.
Yeah, no, next week we're doing our annual candidate tradition of going through the filmography of Canadian director Cronenberg. I'm just gonna
annual.
No. Or yeah, we're doing the
first.
We're doing our annual. Yeah, our first annual David Cronenberg review. Let's see what it starts with. Oh God, he did History of Violence. God damn it! Fuck! I didn't want to watch that movie. We'll get to that. Fuck, he does History of Violence. Fuck, I said that I was never gonna watch that. Oh, and fuck. Oh, that's gonna be so bad. I don't want to see that. We're doing the 1969 film Stereo, which is David Cronenberg's first film.
Is it black and white? No, it shouldn't be, right?
No, it shouldn't be. Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. You can follow us on Facebook at the Kyle and Cody's Cult CinemaCast. Follow us on Twitter at KCCCC. Follow the YouTube channel at Kyle and Cody's Cult CinemaCast. Recirculate the links. Give us those 5-star reviews on iTunes. Like, comment, subscribe. Yada, yada, yada. Week after Canada Day, we'll do our, should I say, Cronenberg Day. Then we'll do random reviews some more. Still got one more episode of that Razzie movies that aren't actually that bad.
Still alive.
What's that? Cronenberg?
Yeah, he's like 77, but yeah, he's still alive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, born 1943.
He's 77.
But yeah, that's our week.